Rob, what made you really want to start the Phluid Project here in New York City?
So 30 years ago, I worked behind a counter at a store called Jacobson's. It was the Miss J shop, where young girls used to shop, and I got to witness the experience that young girls had, which was just this community of like trying on makeup, and they had so much fun. I thought, wow, how do I get to be a part of that?
Right.
And the men's department was nothing like that. I mean, if you were gonna shop in a woman's department as a sex assigned at birth male or something, it was frightening. It was not encouraged. There was no spaces to do it.
It's funny that you say that you got to experience what it was like for girls to have that camaraderie and that community to be able to just like go places and try on stuff and have fun, because that's something that people like me, non-binary femmes, trans women, and sometimes just men that like presenting as femme, don't really get to do. And I think a lot of times we get pushed online.
And when you're shopping online, you're isolated, right? You're in your bedroom or in your office or wherever you are, you're shopping. That didn't exist 30 years ago. At least that exists now, so no matter where you are, you can get product without being humiliated or embarrassed. And sometimes I think people do it out of positive intent. They say, you know, hey, when I'm shopping, if I'm in the women's department, they're like, you know, this is the women's department. I'm like, I know it is.
You do not understand how much I get that, Rob. I kind of see the same thing when I'm in fashion spaces, because when I'm at castings, it's so difficult trying to figure out, like, should I go hyper femme so that I just look as much like a woman as possible? Should I go hyper butch so I just look like a male? It's really time that we have to like undo all of those constructs that have been made around all of the fashion.
One of our hashtags is break the binary. And to eliminate the bookends that it's one or the other and it's everything in between.
If your reality doesn't feel right, then it's not real. It's not yours. So stop trying to live in this space and live in this moment that other people have created for you and told you that you have to be. I think that's like the biggest part, is diving in and self-reflecting and finding out, where am I on this spectrum of everything? Because nothing is truly a binary. Nothing is one or the other in this world.
Absolutely. You know? We tend to like put these names, these labels on ourselves, and that takes away all the freedom we have to like lean in and learn more. I think people are afraid to look into it and to reflect because they're afraid of the answer they're gonna find.
And it's gonna be uncomfortable because the world isn't created for fluidity. It's not created for freedom, true freedom within yourself. So that's why I love the work that I get to do and the work that I get to do with Phluid Project, because we are literally breaking the binary. We're changing all of those rules that have been put in place so that interpersonal freedom can really be achieved.
And I get inspired every day by watching, you know, young people like yourself breaking norms, especially in the queer culture, challenging the letters that we fought so hard for rights, like, you know, challenging lesbian, gay, bisexual, challenging those words and saying, we don't need those letters. And it really messes with some people's heads, you know, and even using the word queer like blows people's mind my age. They understand, like, but it's become like a powerful word. You know, it's reclaiming this word and it's become an umbrella for all queerness, you know. And then you find that as humans, we're 90% similar. You know, you find those similarities and you can get along with almost everyone.
Yeah, and that's really what brings us together, because at the end of the day, every community, we are all facing the same things. And a lot of times we don't even know it because we are forcing ourselves to be so removed and disengaged from each other.
You know, I remember one time looking at a Christmas party and we had almost like 60 people and it was all white gay men, and I was like, this is not my life. And I literally just like shook it all up and like realized like this was this community I was in, and I think a lot of people tend to be they tend to gravitate to people just like them, and it's comfortable. But you never fully learn until you surround yourself by those who are different. One of my favorite things now when we have a holiday party, I look around and there's such representation from all different types of people and ages and races, and I just feel like this is my life now. It's a mixture of lots of different communities.
I want to kind of do what you did and really grab people from everywhere and just learn as much as I can.
You already are.
Oh.
Amen to that.